All right, we're amazing. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit YourPlaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. I hope you guys are doing exceptionally well here in the middle of the week. Just want to make sure I remind you, if you are not already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really does not only mean a lot to us, but of course enter you to win a free Neon Dynasty Draft Booster box. Just a full box, not just a bundle, anything like that. So please do check out the details. We do have a video here on our YouTube channel, as well as over on our website at itresolvesmtg.com. But let's check out this deck. This is a very interesting deck, exceptionally interesting, in fact, by MTGA BrewLab over on AetherHub. So I do want to just say huge thank you to MTGA BrewLab. Please go check him out. Link will be down below. He is a bit of a smaller channel, but certainly a fantastic one as well. And so please do want to show some love to those who created the list, as well as just credit where credit is due. So thank you so much for sharing this list over on AetherHub. But is an interesting one. At self-proclaimed jank, like serious jank. But I think it's actually really fun. I haven't tried it yet. This is one of those where I kind of wanted to experience it firsthand before we, practiced a lot with it or anything like that. But it's a Boros kind of Velomachus, I hope I'm saying that correctly, deck where the idea is to play a bunch of spells and stuff like that, but ramp into this and then hopefully cast those instants or sorceries from your graveyard without paying your mana cost, which is kind of awesome. Like, we've got a lot of ways we can do that. So one of the things that we can do, we've got the Brazen Outlaw here. Anytime a dwarf you control gets tapped, you create a treasure token. Obviously, this is one of those things that's going to allow us to create those treasure tokens and hopefully get us to a point where we can pull out the Lorehold dragon very quickly. We've got Orb of Dragonkind. This is kind of in the same vein. All of these are really helping to get us there. We've got Seize the Spoils that can throw out some treasure tokens as well, which is also quite good. And then everything else in here, so we've got things like Rip Apart, we've got Dragon's Fire, Lorehold Command is in here, Alchemist Gambit as a one-of, which I think is really interesting, Angelfire Ignition, just tons of things to help get us where we want to be and give us some awesome awesome instants and sorceries that hopefully later on we can play. We do have Radiant Scrollwielder, which is just a fascinating card. Instants and sorceries you control have lifelink, and so this is hopefully going to not only keep us in the game, but also give us a little bit more power out of each instant and sorcery. At the beginning of your upkeep, also, you can exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard. You can cast it this turn, and then of course exile it if you decide to. Manaform Hellkite, really going to take advantage of all of those non-creature spells that we're going to be able to play by flooding the board with a bunch of dragons and hopefully getting some damage in that way. And then of course we do have Smoldering Egg here as a 2-of, which is just going to hopefully sit on the field and provide a long-term threat over time if we can get it to flip. So very interesting deck here, guys. Again, this is something I have not tested at all. I wanted to experience this with you guys firsthand. I think it's going to be a really fun one. So let's jump into game one right now. All right, guys, here we are for game number one. And while this isn't an exceptionally powerful hand, we do have a few different things that we can do here. So I'm actually going to keep this. We also have the Brazen Outlaw right away, which I like. I'm just going to lead on the Sundown Pass. We don't have a turn one play. No need to worry about that. This just gives us both colors of mana as well, which is perfect. So let's go ahead. Let's drop the Brazen Outlaw. This will give us a turn 2 Seize the Spoils, of course, turn 3, which we might just discard the Outlaw for. And that'll give us a little bit here that we can play around with. Now, chances are, well, I don't want to attack into this, truthfully. Just seems like a bad idea, but let's see. I think the play is just going to be to do this. We get a couple treasure tokens here. We do want to get as many treasure tokens as we can because that's going to lead us up to this. No attacks, that's fine. Excuse me, just a treasure token off of this. All right. Okay, this is going to get very, very powerful for us, so it's going to be very difficult for us to deal with it. Hopefully we can get there. Deals 3 damage to any target player gains 3 life. So next turn we may just have to rip this. Ooh, nice. Okay. We don't have a dragon, which is kind of a problem. This is a dwarf, which is kind of a nice little include, by the way. I think we just kind of have to do this, right? It's just the only thing we can really do. So let's drop this. Let's kill this, I suppose, and we'll create the 3/2. This isn't great, I know, but it's about the only thing we can really do. They're still not attacking with the Voice of the Blessed, which is kind of interesting, right? Like, you'd expect them to, but I guess they just don't want to. They're leaving up the protection. They don't want us to get treasure tokens, perhaps. Cool. That's a big hit. They are definitely in the driver's seat of this game, which is not good. Let's see. So we can kill one of these. I'm gonna do this first. Just see what happens. I'm gonna tap and just attack in. Oh, this has vigilance. Why did I do that? That was so silly. All right, that's fine. This does give us lifelink on our stuff though, which is kind of nice. And I will get a little bit of longevity out of that, I think. So let's see. Don't feel good about this because they just kind of win next turn. Okay. Let's drop this and... Ugh. I wish we could do so much more, but we just can't. We just can't do it. All right. Let's do this. We're gonna gain 3 life. And I guess we just do this. Let's get that off the field, and then we'll do this. It's gonna give them an extra... Yeah. Excuse me. All right. I mean, there's just not much we can do. They have outpowered us substantially with this Voice of the Blessed. Just an absolute powerhouse card. If we had had a dragon in our hand, what we could have done is dragon fired this early, but we just didn't have any way to deal enough damage to it to make it worth it. But that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, I think we just lose. Fair enough, fair enough. Opponent just gonna play another Luminous Phantom, which is reasonable. I think it's a very... Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Oh, God, we're so dead. It's fine, everything's fine. Oh my gosh, yeah. Insult to injury here. That is fine. Yep. Yep, yep. Seize the spoils we get. Okay. Like, this is frustrating because we can almost keep going here. We're just not quite there. Let's do this. I'm gonna get rid of one of these. It's funny because we gain life off of these because of this, which is really cool. Let's deal with this, I suppose. Like, we're so close to continuing, it's just not there for us. Ugh, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and concede, guys. It is what it is, it's all good. Let's jump into a game 2 right now. All right, guys, here we are for game 2, and let's hope we can do a little bit better. This is actually kind of nice, because we can get an early Manaform Hellkite, which is, like, kind of perfect. So, let's see if we can do this. I have hope. I have so much hope. Unfortunately, last game did not go so well, but we could do better, guys. We could do better. The Angelfire Ignition, also just a really good card. One of those cards that really gets in for a lot very quickly and just protects stuff, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and drop this. Let's drop the Orb of Dragonkind, which will guarantee us a turn 3 Hellkite if it sticks around. And chances are it will. Cool. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and drop the Manaform Hellkite. It's a good card. Let's hope it sticks. This does inquire or imply that they have got just a mono green list. What? Interesting. Not a card I expected to see. Okay. We'll drop this. I think we just dropped the Angelfire Ignition. Get it out of range of any kind of major death stuff here. And I think we just attack in with everything. That was a big hit on turn 4, so I'm pretty happy with that. We do exile those little dragon tokens, by the way, like that just happened. Did forget to mention that earlier, but they do exile at the end of the turn, which is fine. We just now have a big threat, and we get to replay the Angelfire Ignition on it if we would like to. Now the trick is, it looks like they do have blacks, so we do have to worry about things like Infernal Grasp, just being able to kill this, which is kind of annoying. So hopefully that's not the case, but we do have a Lorehold coming down later this in this game, so I'm feeling okay about our position here. And Seize the Spoils can be very, very helpful as well, so... Excuse me. Hailstorm Valkyrie. This is a very odd deck. Did not expect this, but that is fine. Okay, let's drop the Field of Ruin here. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go ahead and drop this and get rid of this. Gives us another threat here, and in this case it's fantastic because it also gives us this. I'm gonna decline, we don't need to use that. Let's go ahead and kill this, get it out of there, and we just win. All right, we're amazing. That was fantastic. That was about perfect. Guys, if we just do that every time, we're great. Well, let's jump into a game 3, guys. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, here we are for game 3. Probably gonna be our last game, but it's kind of an interesting hand, but I think we can keep it. I think we'll be okay. Again, the Sundown Pass seems to be our #1 turn 1 play, which is fine by me. We can drop the Cave here and the Smoldering Egg. Would love to draw some instants and sorceries to kind of get this going, as well as the Manaform Hellkite later on. But this is a nice early game, just kind of long-term threat that we can hopefully push out there. Let's do this. We'll go ahead and drop the Brazen Outlaw. And that's it. Easy pass. The Champion of the Perished is quite an interesting card. So zombies is definitely the play here. Fully expect like a Necro Duality to come down at some point. Which is not ideal. That is a very scary card. Curious to see. It looks like they're not going to attack here, which is good for us. Let's drop that Manaform Hellkite. Again, just another threat for them to have to think about. We did not attack in with the Outlaw because obviously it just dies with the adversary, but it would have given us that 5th treasure token, and maybe that's something we need to consider next turn, just to allow us to get this Lorehold Command down. I'm not gonna block. I'm gonna take the 2. That's fine. All right, so this is actually quite good for us. Let's go ahead and do this. It's gonna give us that treasure token. If they would like to, they can get rid of this, but it looks like they're not going to. And this being an instant speed spell, I think we just pass. Keeping in mind that we do get a blocker out of the deal if we make this happen, so let's see how this goes. All right, now is when we definitely want to do this though. So let's do this. I don't think we want to sacrifice a permanent, although we do get a creature out of the deal. Nah, let's do this. So let's deal the damage here and we get this. We'll auto pay here. Now this does give us that blocker as well as get some counters off of, or onto, excuse me, the Smoldering Egg, which we'd be able to flip next turn. I just didn't want that to get too out of hand here. These are already going to get a little bit dicey, so I'd like to get as much of that out of the way as possible. Wow, they just have so many Champions of the Parish. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you got it. I can't do too much about that. Sure. At the very least, we do have this, which we can block with, and the fun thing about this is it's going to die anyway. So we could just use it immediately. Look at this. That is insane. That is so sick. They can't attack with any of them, of course, but still, it's really good. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I think we just have to go for this, though, truthfully. We need to get some lands, and I will sacrifice a Lorehold. This is going to flip the Smoldering Egg as well, which is useful for us. And we did get some lands, which is good. All right, so 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do we just die next turn? That's the only trick. Well, no use in worrying about it. We got to go for it. All right. I think we just have to go for it, to be honest. I think we're gonna just die, but it is what it is. What a deck. I love this deck. This is hilarious. It is very janky. It is very fun though, and I like that. Okay. This is just so good. They get to sacrifice the exploited token if they want. They get so much damage out of these. So we just have to be very conscious of our blocks and hope that we can get there, but I'm not positive that we can. Oh, they're trying to get our life total down. Oh, I see. That's dangerous because we actually have burn spells in our deck. That is an interesting play. I don't know that I would have made that same play, but it is clever because again, it does get us further down. But we do have burn spells in the deck. I don't know that that was the right call. All right, I think we can still potentially survive this. 8, maybe not. No, probably not. All right. Yeah, we couldn't do it. Man, we were so close. Well done, opponent, for playing that exploit trigger on us. That was a risky move, but let's talk about this deck, guys. This was fun. All right, so as we know, this was a bit of a janky deck, but again, I just want to say MTGA what was the last part? BrewLab, that's what it was. I wanted to make sure I got the name correctly. Thank you so much for sharing this on Aetherhub. This was a silly but very fun list. Highly recommend trying this one out. I do really think it's a fun one. It's got some bad matchups, as of course it's going to, but it's still really fun, and it does have a pretty high top end. Like, the ceiling for this list is pretty ridiculous because you can just deal so much damage with it. So definitely recommend trying this one out. Again, thank you so much for watching. Excuse me. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you are entered for that giveaway as well, so that way you guys can get some free cards hopefully. But until the next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon.